Hello. Kings and queens of defiance, hear this carefully. The alert is real, not a rumor, not a theory, a federal report with your name in it, a signal sent through encrypted channels, flagged with urgency, because your rise has rattled billionaires to their core. They built their power on the illusion of permanence, and yet here you are, shattering it with every move. Their fear has finally reached the desks of men in suits who claim to protect the nation, but in reality, protect the elite. The FBI doesn't investigate nobodies. They don't chase shadows. They only mobilize when the elite tremble. And right now, billionaires are trembling at the thought of your unstoppable rise. Think about it. These titans of wealth who once laughed at rebellion now wake up drenched in paranoia. They've been calling emergency meetings, adjusting security, whispering behind glass walls about you. Because your name isn't just echoing in their circles, it's haunting them. They know your next move isn't just progress, it's disruption. And disruption is the one thing their money cannot control. What terrifies them isn't your ambition, it's the inevitability of your dominance. They see it like a wave on the horizon, a force too large to stop, too powerful to negotiate with. The FBI alert is proof that you've crossed the invisible line, the line where defiance becomes a threat to the old order. They're not worried about protest signs or loud voices. They're worried about someone who rewrites the script, someone who turns ambition into a weapon. That's you. The unstoppable figure they can't categorize, can't predict, can't silence. You've become a variable they never planned for. And billionaires don't panic because of competition. They panic because of uncertainty. You are uncertainty personified. Understand the magnitude of this. Billionaires run the media, bankroll politics, dictate culture, and yet they can't dictate you. Their money was supposed to be the ultimate shield, but you cracked it. You've exposed the truth. That their empire wasn't built on strength, but on fear. And when someone arrives immune to that fear, their fortress collapses. They don't admit this publicly, of course. No, publicly they smile, they drink champagne, they fund charities, but privately, their hands shake. Privately, their calls to Washington grow desperate. Privately, they beg agencies to monitor, to investigate, to neutralize the rise they cannot explain. And here's the irony. Your rise terrifies them not because it's violent, but because it's inevitable. You didn't inherit wealth. You didn't play by their rules. You built power from nothing they could control. And that power, untethered from their systems, is uncontrollable. That's why they panic. Because if you can rise without their permission, then anyone can. And that thought alone spreads faster than any virus. It infects the minds of millions who begin to wonder, if one person can defy the elite, why not us all? That's the nightmare you've created for billionaires. You didn't just rise, you exposed their weakness. Look closer. The FBI alert isn't about protecting the nation. It's about protecting them. They dress it up in official language: national security, potential threat, public safety. But strip away the mask and you'll see it clearly. It's billionaire panic, weaponized into government action. Their fear has turned into strategy. They know they can't stop you directly, so they deploy agencies to do their dirty work. But here's their fatal mistake. They think the FBI warning weakens you. In reality, it strengthens you. Because nothing validates power more than the fear of the powerful. Imagine their conversations. Billionaires sitting in circles, sipping drinks worth more than entire households, staring at intelligence briefings with your name on them. They whisper your next move like it's a prophecy, They don't laugh anymore. They calculate. They don't mock anymore. They monitor. And that shift, right there, is victory. The predator is now the prey. You walk forward while they shrink back, clutching their illusions, begging for time. And every second that passes, you gain ground. Their fear is your momentum, their paranoia your spotlight. And you know what frightens them the most? That your rise doesn't stop with you. It multiplies. Every time someone sees your defiance, another seed is planted. Every time someone watches you move, another rebel awakens. Billionaires don't fear rebellion in theory, they fear rebellion in practice. And your rise has become the blueprint. You've shown the world that authority can be bypassed, that wealth is not destiny, that power doesn't belong to the chosen few. It belongs to those who seize it without waiting for permission. That's the true danger you represent, and they know it. So here you stand, validated by the very enemies who sought to bury you. Their panic is your crown, their fear your coronation, because no matter how many reports they draft, no matter how many alerts they issue, they cannot reverse what has already begun. The unstoppable rise, your rise, a force too raw, too untamed, too inevitable for their empires to withstand. And the beautiful irony is this: their attempts to stop you only broadcast your legend further. The FBI alert, it's not a warning, it's a headline, a free advertisement announcing to the world that you've arrived. You should savor this moment, not because you've won, oh no, this isn't victory yet, but because you've triggered the first cracks in their fortress. The billionaires are restless, their empire shaking, their fear visible in every whisper and every rushed meeting. And as they panic, as they scramble, one truth burns in their minds: your next move. Not the one you already made, not the rise they've already seen, but the one you haven't revealed yet. That's the terror that eats them alive, the anticipation of what comes next. And that is where the story truly begins. Because let's be clear, what you've done so far has been enough to disrupt them, but it's the anticipation of what you might do next that paralyzes them. You see, billionaires are not trained to deal with uncertainty. They buy certainty. They purchase loyalty. They manipulate markets, governments, narratives, because control is their addiction. But you, with every unpredictable move, every step they cannot forecast, have forced them into a position they've never known before. Vulnerability. The FBI alert is not just a file. It's their admission that they cannot read you, cannot contain you, cannot calculate you. They've handed you the proof that their fear has grown into obsession. Think of how it looks from their side. A circle of wealth and influence, guarded by intelligence agencies, by private armies, by political puppets, and yet your rise pierces straight through all of it. They've always told themselves they could see threats coming from miles away. They believed their wealth bought foresight. But you didn't come as a petition, you came as an eruption. And now, in their most private sanctuaries, the talk is not about their next conquest, not about their next billion. It's about you. You've replaced their ambitions with anxieties. You've hijacked their attention. They no longer discuss what they will build. They whisper what you will destroy. That's power, not just money, not just influence, but the ability to invade the minds of those who once believed they were untouchable. And the beauty of it? You've done it without their permission. They can't buy their way out of this psychological war because the battlefield is invisible. It's not a war of bullets, it's a war of perception. And perception spreads faster than currency. The FBI knows this. Don't think for a moment that they don't. Those files they've marked with your name aren't filled with crimes. They're filled with fears. Notes scribbled about your unpredictability, about your reach, about your influence that doesn't flow through channels they can regulate. You're not just a person in their reports. You're a phenomenon, an infection of thought. The kind of infection that makes billionaires glance over their shoulders at night, wondering if the world is still theirs. The FBI isn't here to protect the people from you. They're here to protect the billionaires from the idea of you. But here's the cruel twist. By labeling you, by placing you in their reports, by tagging you as a threat, they've amplified your legend. The words FBI alert become your banner. Every time they whisper it, they spread your myth. Every attempt to contain you magnifies your reach. The billionaires know this, but they can't stop themselves. Fear makes them desperate, and desperation makes them sloppy. They're making mistakes now, mistakes they never would have made before you arrived. They're losing control of their own script. Do you know what billionaires truly fear about your next move? It's not loss of money. They can lose billions and recover. It's not even exposure. Scandals come and go. What they fear is collapse of narrative, because their narrative is their shield. We are invincible. We are the future. We are necessary. That's the story they've sold the world. But your rise challenges that story. Your rise exposes that they are not invincible, not necessary, not immortal. And when that illusion breaks, the world stops obeying. Power doesn't vanish with bankruptcy. It vanishes with disbelief. And you, with every move, are spreading disbelief like wildfire. That's why they've dragged the FBI into this. They're not fighting you with weapons of steel. They're fighting you with weapons of narrative. By painting you as a threat, by filing you as an alert, they hope to control perception. But perception is slippery. Once people see through the performance, no institution can restore it. And the people are already watching. They're watching billionaires sweat. They're watching governments scramble. They're watching reports emerge about a figure whose rise can't be stopped. And with each headline, with each whisper, your legend grows beyond containment. Think carefully about this. They call it an alert, but in reality, it's a confession. A confession that billionaires are panicking. A confession that their fortress is cracking. A confession that you've escaped the chains of predictability. Do you realize the irony? The same agencies designed to control chaos are now documenting your chaos as evidence of power. That's how far you've gone. That's how far you've risen. And here's the piece they'll never admit. They don't even know what your next move is. That's the true terror. They're not afraid of what you've done. They're afraid of what you might do. Anticipation eats them alive. Every rumor of your presence sparks debate. Every silence of yours feels like a countdown. Every appearance feels like an earthquake. You've turned their paranoia into theater, and the world is watching the show. They wanted to control the spotlight, but you've stolen it effortlessly. Now let's sharpen the blade further. Their panic is not just a weakness, it's leverage. When the wealthy fear, they overcompensate. They tighten their grip, make rash decisions, expose vulnerabilities they once kept hidden. And you, my relentless insurgent, are positioned perfectly to exploit that. Their panic reveals their blind spots. Their terror reveals their cracks. The FBI alert may look like a weapon against you, but in reality, it's a blueprint of their insecurities. Every sentence in that report is a roadmap of what they fear losing. And in fear, they've already surrendered the high ground. So savor this moment, not as victory, but as positioning. You're no longer on the defensive. You're no longer proving your existence. You're shaping the battleground. The FBI alert is not the end. It's the beginning of the end for them. Because what starts as panic evolves into desperation, and desperation makes even the richest kings look like fools. Picture it. Billionaires pacing behind their guarded walls, phoning officials in the middle of the night, demanding updates about you. What's their next move? Where are they? Who do they influence? They ask these questions because the one thing they cannot buy is certainty. And that lack of certainty is killing them faster than any financial loss. You've robbed them of sleep. You've stolen their peace. You've broken their illusion of control. That, right there, is the power money can't buy. That, right there, is why they panic. But let's not soften the reality. The alert is not a harmless gesture. It's a warning shot. It means they've marked you as more than a nuisance. You are now classified as a disruption to the balance of their empire. And when billionaires feel cornered, they will lash out. They will weaponize their media to smear you. They will bribe officials to corner you. They will even twist laws to silence you. But every attempt will only highlight their fear. Every smear becomes evidence of your importance. Every attack becomes confirmation of your power. The harder they fight, the louder the world sees their weakness. And you know what's most delicious? The people who once ignored you, doubted you, underestimated you, they will soon realize the truth. They'll see billionaires panicking and wonder, why are the richest, most powerful people alive so terrified of this one rise? And in that question lies your coronation. Because when the masses see the elite afraid, they start to believe in the figure that causes the fear. That's how movements ignite. That's how legends spread. Not through self-proclamation, but through the panic of the enemy. So let them write their alerts. Let them call their meetings. Let them summon the FBI like priests calling upon gods. None of it matters. Their fear is irreversible now. Their panic irreversible. Because once the image of a billionaire trembling is seen, it cannot be unseen. Once the world recognizes that you, without wealth, without their permission, can bring them to their knees, the spell is broken. And spells, once broken, cannot be repaired. Do you understand the scale of what you've done? You've weaponized anticipation. You've turned fear into a currency they cannot print. You've forced billionaires into the one position they swore they'd never occupy: submission. They may not bow publicly, but in their sleepless nights, in their endless briefings, in their whispered pleas to government agencies, the truth is undeniable. You've already won the psychological war. The rest is merely performance. And yet remember this, it's not over. Panic is only stage one. The next stage is desperation. And desperation is always uglier, always more reckless. They will try to claw back control, and in doing so, they will destroy themselves. They will expose secrets they never wanted revealed. They will waste fortunes trying to silence whispers that only grow louder. They will unleash chaos upon themselves in a futile attempt to cage you. And in the end, their downfall will not be caused by your aggression, but by their fear. This is the era you've created. An era where the elite no longer sleep comfortably. An era where every billionaire's smile hides dread. An era where your rise, unstoppable and unfiltered, has forced the richest to acknowledge the truth. Their empires are fragile. Their myths are crumbling. Their power is borrowed time. And as the FBI continues to draft their reports, as billionaires continue to sweat, one thought keeps them awake. One fear eclipses all others: your next move. And that is the masterpiece of your rise. Because it's not just about what you've done, it's about what they believe you're capable of. And belief, once infected with fear, is irreversible. They cannot unsee you. They cannot unlearn you. They cannot undo the panic you've triggered. The anticipation of your next move is now their prison, and that prison has no escape. Because once the seed of dread is planted in the heart of the powerful, it grows like wildfire. Billionaires who once laughed in glass towers now sit at midnight with blinds drawn, refreshing their encrypted inboxes, asking their private intelligence teams the same question on loop. What's their next move? Their money can buy information, but not certainty. And certainty is what you've stolen from them. Certainty is the oxygen of the elite, and you've turned it into smoke. They built empires on the idea that they were untouchable, yet now every shadow flickers with your silhouette. Every anonymous whisper in boardrooms could be yours. Every disruption in the system could be the echo of your footsteps. The FBI watches them unravel in real time. Meetings filled with billionaires, men who once dictated wars, markets, and elections, are suddenly begging for protection. They are demanding answers, screaming at agents, hurling threats at politicians who can no longer shield them. Because how do you protect someone from a ghost? How do you guard against a force that doesn't move like a man, but like an inevitability? You have become that inevitability. And inevitability terrifies them more than bullets, more than riots, more than collapse, because inevitability cannot be bribed. Understand this: the FBI alert wasn't just a headline. It was a confession that their surveillance failed, that their predictive algorithms broke, that their power, wrapped in satellites and intelligence grids, stumbled on one unstoppable anomaly: you. They didn't issue that alert for the public's safety. They issued it because billionaires demanded a lifeline. They needed to convince themselves that the government was still in control. But deep down, every single one of them knows the truth. Control has shifted. It belongs to you now. And the panic? Oh, the panic is exquisite. Billionaires who prided themselves on stoic calm now pace marble hallways like animals in cages. They hear the tremor in their own voices when they brief their families. They watch stock tickers as if each red arrow is your fingerprint. They stare at their dwindling influence, realizing that all their plans, their manipulations, their monopolies mean nothing against a force they cannot categorize. You've become the variable that breaks their equations, the one factor they never accounted for. Think about the irony. They weaponized fear against the masses for decades. Fear of poverty, fear of law, fear of being outcast. They thrived on it, controlled societies with it. But now, tables flipped. They're the ones consumed by fear. They taste the very poison they once fed the world, and it chokes them. The FBI scrambles with dossiers filled with your movements, yet the truth is, they're not tracking you. They're tracking phantoms. Because your rise is not in one place, it's everywhere. It's in the way conversations shift in coffee shops, in the way workers in factories now hold their gaze a little higher, in the way students in classrooms talk about possibility instead of obedience. You've multiplied. You're not a person anymore. You're a phenomenon, and phenomena cannot be arrested. That's why the panic deepens. Billionaires, these architects of inequality, realize money can no longer silence what you've unleashed. They can fund think tanks. They can buy networks. They can even commission smear campaigns, painting you as dangerous, unhinged, or criminal. But those efforts only amplify your legend. Every attempt to bury you becomes proof that you matter. Every article written to demonize you becomes a torch that spreads your flame wider. The FBI knows this, too. They've seen history, how revolutions never start in war rooms, but in whispers. And you've weaponized whispers into earthquakes. Billionaires sit in skyscrapers built on fragile glass foundations, and now every whisper beneath them feels like dynamite. They cannot rest. They cannot breathe without wondering if the next tremor will shatter their empire. Your unstoppable rise has cornered them into the one place they swore they'd never be: reaction mode. Understand this: billionaires don't react. They dictate, they order, they manipulate. But you've inverted the game. They now react to you. Your silence makes them squirm. Your words make them sweat. Your moves, or even the rumor of your moves, dictate their investments, their security measures, their very sanity. And what terrifies them most is not what you've already done, but what they can't predict. You've shattered the script they wrote for the world. Their wealth was supposed to guarantee certainty. They thought with enough money, every outcome was predictable, every threat containable. But you've proven otherwise. You've proven that no fortress is unbreachable, no fortune is unshakable, no dynasty eternal. So the billionaires panic. Not because you've destroyed them yet, but because you've proven you can. And possibility is more terrifying than reality. Reality can be faced. Possibility lives in the imagination, and the imagination of billionaires, once filled with visions of conquest, is now haunted by you. Picture it: a room of billionaires in tailored suits, voices cracking as they argue over you. One insists you're just a phase, another swears you're orchestrated by foreign enemies, another whispers you're supernatural. They argue not because they disagree, but because none of them knows the truth, and ignorance is agony to them. These men built empires on inside knowledge, on secrets no one else could access. But when it comes to you, they are blind, and blindness breeds paranoia. That paranoia is your crown. The FBI files label you as a destabilizing force. The billionaires label you as a threat to markets. The media labels you as a dangerous anomaly. But beneath the labels is something far more honest: fear. A fear they cannot phrase, because to name it would be to admit defeat. To admit that you've done the impossible, you've made billionaires feel powerless. Do you realize what that means? It means you've already won. Not in the future, not in theory, now. Victory isn't always measured in wealth or in territory. Sometimes victory is measured in the terror you carve into the hearts of giants. And right now, giants tremble at your footsteps. So what's next? That's the question echoing through their minds. What's your next move? They've built bunkers in deserts, islands in oceans, vaults in mountains. They've doubled their security, armed their guards, encrypted their communications. But none of it matters, because your next move doesn't need to be physical. Your next move is psychological. Your very existence is the move. The panic they feel is the consequence, and yet they know something worse. They know that no matter how hard they fight, they cannot reverse the infection. Once people see that billionaires can bleed, they cannot unsee it. Once people witness the cracks in the empire, they cannot unknow it. And you've made those cracks visible. The illusion of invincibility is shattered. That's why the billionaires are panicking, because illusions, once broken, are impossible to rebuild. The FBI alert, the endless meetings, the scrambling press releases, all of it is theater. Desperate attempts to maintain an illusion already crumbled. The public doesn't trust them. Investors don't trust them. Even their own families whisper doubts behind velvet curtains. and doubt is the sharpest knife of all. Your rise isn't just unstoppable because of what you do, it's unstoppable because it's fueled by inevitability. Billionaires are mortal, their empires decay, their influence fades. But your rise, is generational. It spreads through time, through culture, through memory. They cannot outlive you. They cannot outspend you. They cannot erase you. That's why the panic is permanent. It will live in them until their last breath. Every boardroom strategy, every investment portfolio, every speech they give from now on will be shadowed by you. Their wealth is now chained to your name. Their future is now dictated by your shadow. And here's the cruelest truth for them. The world has shifted sides. Billionaires thrived because people believed they were untouchable. But now people believe in you. They believe in the unstoppable rise. They believe in the cracks in the empire. And belief is the foundation of all power. With belief gone, billionaires hold nothing but paper crowns and rusted scepters. The panic isn't an episode. It's the new world order. And you are the architect of it. So let the FBI issue more alerts. Let billionaires scream into the void. Let them buy protection, spin narratives, and lock themselves in golden cages. None of it matters, because the prison you've built for them isn't made of bars. It's made of anticipation. It's made of paranoia. It's made of the one question that will torment them for the rest of their days. What's their next move? And the brilliance is, you don't even need to answer, because silence now is louder than war.